Everybody got the book of Psalms?
Amen.
Got it? That's Songs of Solomon.
I'll find it. Just go.
Right in the middle.
It starts with a P, believe it or not. P-S-A-L-M-S.
What chapter?
23. Here, trade you for a second.
Okay.
Ollie?
Man, this print is small.
This is huge, huh? No wonder why it's small.
Trade you back.
Alright, thank you.
You believe God? Really? Do you believe God? You believe God? Take a stroll. You believe God? You believe God?
Yeah.
You believe God? Do you know Him?
I'll show you.
Okay. All right. You believe God?
Say yeah. Yeah.
I know how you feel. I have my ups and downs too. You believe God? Hear now what the Word of God says. By one believer that wrote a song. You want to hear it? Here it goes. David said, "The Lord is my shepherd." Do you know how many people, do you know how many things, do you know how many organizations try to lead you in your life? Try to give you guidance, try to tell you what to do? Do you know how many people, how many organizations, how many societies try to give you instruction about what you should do with your life, what direction you should go, what choice you should make? Huh? You might be part of a sorority or fraternity. You might be part of a social group. You might be... There are a lot of people trying to tell Skylar what to do for her life, with her life. There's a lot of counselors that are trying to tell Kimberly what to do, which way to go, what decision to make. There's a lot of people in our lives that are trying to tell us a lot of things, right? And sometimes then they get confusing. Sometimes then they get annoying. Thank you. She's the only person nodding to the firm. Everybody else is being quiet. That's all right. It gets annoying. It gets confusing. It gets to the point of sometimes you don't know who to follow. You don't know who to believe. But you know what David said? He said, "Quiet the noise. The Lord is my shepherd." I realize I'm a sheep, but I'm not everybody's sheep. I'm God's sheep. Tell somebody, say, I'm God's sheep. So since I'm God's sheep, and my shepherd is, well, what's the shepherd? The one that leads me? The one that provides for me? Since I'm God's sheep, my shepherd is God. That should mean something. The creator of heaven and earth, God. The organizer, the illustrator of all that's living, God. The God that made all things, without him was not anything made that was made. God is my shepherd. I don't know who your shepherd is. I don't know what voice it is that you're following. I don't know which friend you phone when you're running into problems. But the Lord is my shepherd. Do you know what that means? How often has God been wrong?
Never.
Never. How often will he be wrong?
Never.
No, because he can't go wrong. And this is who my shepherd is. This is the guy that's leading me. The Lord. Help me say the Lord.
The Lord.
The Lord is.
The Lord is.
Not was. See, there was a time, when I was little and I was coming up and, I went to church, I went to Sunday school. So the Lord was my shepherd. No. I'm not talking past tense. Well, as soon as I get my life together and I get off this, this habit that I'm on, the Lord will be. I'm not talking futuristic. I'm talking about right now, I have the confidence because I put my trust in the Lord. The Lord is. Help me say the Lord is. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. When I don't know my way, I go to Him. When I can't see my way, I go to Him. When bad stuff starts jumping off in my life, I go to Him for stability. I go to Him for comfort. I go to Him for direction. The Lord is my shepherd. And guess what? As a result, since He is my shepherd, not He was, or He will be one day, because He is my shepherd, guess what? Because the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not. That's a future perfect. That's a future perfect. I shall not want. I can close the book. I can send y'all home right now. If the Lord is your shepherd, there's nothing. The word want there, think of the word lack. If God is your shepherd, you will never lack. That doesn't mean that I'm going to have whatever I want. That isn't what that means. That means you will always have what you need. You will always have, in every circumstance, in every situation, you will always have what you need. Say amen.
Amen.
Can I flip that around? Can I flip that around? Watch this. If you don't have everything you need, maybe the Lord isn't your shepherd. If you don't have everything you need, not everything you want, but if you don't have everything you need, if your life isn't stable where things you need are present, then maybe the Lord isn't your shepherd. Maybe you kind of rely on Him for some stuff. Maybe He's a convenient go-to. Because if He were your shepherd, there would be nothing. We just said in Philippians 4, right? That my God shall supply. Shall is future. Perfect. He shall supply what? All your need. So if you don't have everything that you need, then maybe God isn't your shepherd. Maybe you're shepherding yourself. I got my own mind. I'm going to make up my own mind. I got my own way to go. I got my own thoughts. I don't agree with everybody. You can't tell me what to do. I got my own brain. I just bought my own car. I'm getting my own place. There should be a healthy relationship of dependence between you and the Father. If you're all about independence, maybe you ought to check that and tone it down a bit so that you're relying on God for some things. Most things? How about everything? If my God shall supply all, then you really shouldn't be supplying, should you? Whatever it is that you're trying to get that you're not achieving, maybe you shouldn't have it. Maybe you shouldn't desire it. Maybe you don't need it. Because God's trying to give you something else. God's trying to point you in a different direction. And maybe your frustration in life because you don't have stuff that you want is because you're not accepting what God's trying to give you that you really, really need. Because if the Lord, I'm not throwing rocks at anybody, but I want you to consider that if the Lord is your shepherd, you're not going to have lack for nothing. You're going to have. Because God being the shepherd, you're not going to miss out on anything that you need. I was talking to a young person, a young lady, a couple of weeks ago. She just graduated high school and she was like, I like really, really nice cars. And she drove a really, really nice car, but her father bought it for her. She doesn't pay a car note, she doesn't do anything, she just drives it. She got into a car accident and her car was in the shop. She said, I'm just waiting for my car to get fixed. I really want a Bugatti. I said, a what? She says, a Bugatti, you know what that is? I'm like, yeah, I know what it is, but how do you, just graduating high school, know what a Bugatti is? I mean, I could see if you had achieved a level of success, you got the kind of income and discretionary cash, and you're looking around for a car, and you just got money sitting around to afford a Bugatti. You can't afford the car that you're driving because the car that you're driving is being paid for by somebody else. But you really want a Bugatti since your old car is in the shop and you had a car accident that needs to be repaired. Here's the thing. Just because you see something in life and it's really, really nice doesn't mean that you're supposed to have it. I realize that there's this ideology that says, well, I'm a king's kid, I should be driving the best. And the best for me is a Bugatti. It's not that you can't have the Bugatti. It's that you don't need the Bugatti. It's not that you can't have it. You can have it. You just don't. Say the word. Need. You just don't need it. People tend to forget, out of all the things that they petition to God for, God gives. The blessing of the Lord makes you rich, but it doesn't add any sorrow. In other words, you're not going to be able to get the car but can't pay for the insurance. It's too practical for some folks. There's no sorrow when God gives you something. It doesn't bring any sadness whatsoever. So whatever God gives you, whatever God supplies you with, it's not about you affording it. It's about you laboring too much for it. I always wanted that new Lexus. You get the new Lexus, and now you got to quit the job you have. Now you have to get 2 jobs to afford the car note. You got it, but you're losing sleep over it because then you're worried somebody might steal it, and then your quality of life changes. You can't get to church because you got to work more to be able to afford the car that you driving around where people can't see you. You got to darken all the windows so nobody knows who you are. Oh, loose me. The Lord is my shepherd, David said. And because the Lord is your shepherd, you should not lack anything. There might be some things you want, but the things you need, you possess. Why? Not because you're blessed, because the Lord is your shepherd. It's not about you. It's about Him. Some people think, I'm so blessed, I'm too blessed to be stressed. It's not about you. God has to be the center. Jesus has to be the center of your joy. He's got to be the center of all things. When people ask you, how is it that you're always smiling? It's got to be about Him. Well, ever since God has been in my life, I've got a reason to smile. It's not like everything's coming up roses because I'm just so sweet and I'm just so smooth and I'm just dripping with finesse. Somebody say amen.
Are you dripping with finesse, God?
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. I didn't get here by myself. The Lord opened up these doors. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Listen, some people are in rough and rocky terrain. That's not my experience right now because the Lord is leading me and I'm following Him. It's not like I never experienced rough and rocky terrain, but the Lord led me away from that because that's not my life. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. I don't find myself in dark and dirty corners, alleys, because I'm not trying to go. There are people that dwell in those areas, but I'm not following those people. I'm following the Lord. And when you're following the Lord, you won't find yourself in a dark alley someplace. Following the Lord. The Lord doesn't lead you in dark alleys. And even if He did, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because I'm not following my friends. I'm not wondering what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm being led. I've got somebody in front of me that I'm following. And they're not leading me to obscurity where I'm bored. They're not leading me to a place where I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. I'm very, very clear. I'm following a path of righteousness. How do I know it's righteousness? Because God is leading me in this path. I'll fear no evil for thou art with me. God is with me. Wouldn't you love it to go through a storm and have God with you?
Right.
I don't care what kind of storm. It could be a rainstorm, it could be a hailstorm, it could be a friend storm. It could be one of those kind of storms we don't like to talk about. If God is with you in the midst of the storm, guess what? You're going to be fine. You're going to make it. Not because you're so prepared and you're so experienced and you know the terrain so well, because God is with you. And if God is with you, guess what? You're going to make it through anything. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
2 months ago, one of my major clients went out of business. In the business that I'm in, I benefit very, very smallly, but quite significantly from the profitability of the businesses that do business with me. And if they go out of business, not only do they not have any more profit, but I don't have any more profit. So you don't expect people or businesses to go out of business. You expect them to be in business. As long as they're in business, I'm in business. But when I got a major client that goes out of business, that's majorly affects my income. So in that particular month, I'd say a good half of my income went out the window. And it was irreplaceable because that business didn't just give their business to another, they went out of business. So my portfolio decreased significantly, my income decreased significantly. It wasn't their fault, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't anybody's fault, but I found myself with less than half the money that month I normally get automatically. That's money that I've already worked for, the money I've already earned. It was down about 40%. Now, naturally, I'm going, okay, I don't know how to replace that. I don't know how to find another client like that right now. Because it took me time to land that client. I could say, okay, what am I going to do? My confidence. My pharmaceutical line. At one time, I had a lot of confidence in myself because I knew I could do anything. At one time, I could land any client. There was no limit to the amount of business or the. I knew that I could just do it. I had the skills. I had the skill set. I had the training. I trained other people. I knew that I could be profitable in whatever I do because I had done it. In several areas, I had done it. I got confidence in my skills. I do. But God doesn't engage with me as a son, me being his son. God doesn't engage with me, him being my father, my shepherd, so that I can have skills. I have to have belief and faith in him. What I struggle with is I have belief and faith in me. I can rely on me. I know what I can do. And I can just go out there and do it. But that's not relying on him. What I have to have faith in and confidence in and esteem in, I got self-esteem. I'm not nobody's loser. I'm a winner. I got awards. I got certificates. I got all kinds of things. I got accolades. I've done things that people dreamt about doing. And some things that people said wasn't possible. I've done it. Now, if I go to God, I'm going, okay, God, I have to have more strength. I have to have more belief. I have to have more confidence in him than I have in myself. I have to say, okay, if there's a problem, Michael can do it. I have to say with strength and confidence that God can do it. I have to defer faith from me to him. Now, people that have low self-esteem, it's a wonderful thing for God to enter their life because now they can make it. Now they got somebody in their life that they can put their trust in. Problem to me, I got somebody in my life I can put my trust in. I got me. Other people's let me down. Scott. I've been in enough situations where I've tried to trust in other people and they let me down. I got in the habit of trusting me. Out of necessity. I got in the habit of not trusting other people. Out of necessity. I'm like, no. I'm not going to be let down again. If it is to be, it's up to me. That's been my mantra for so many years. Now I'm in a place where I'm challenged to say that if it is to be, it's up to him. And I have to believe it. Not that I don't believe his ability and his skills. Not that I don't believe that, his arms are longer than mine and he's stronger than me and he's more knowledgeable than I am and he's listen, I have to not only believe it, but I have to stand in a place to show other people how to believe that God shall supply all my needs. I have to be able to point to Him as the author and the finisher of my faith, and not to my accolades and my trophies and all the things that I've earned in my life. I have to be able to confidently talk about God's ability and not mine. About God's competency and not mine. About God's strength and not mine. Sometimes I have to be weak. Not because I am. Because I'm allowing God to be strong. So that at the end of the day, people will look at the outcome and say that God did it. And I will say that God did it, not that God helped me do it. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, it's not because I'm strength, it's not because I'm fearless. He's with me. That's the reason why I have no fear. Not because I'm so strong and I'm so mighty and I have so much valor. I got some, but the reason why I'm confident in my steps, the reason why I'm bold in my maneuvers is because not only is He with me, He's leading me. And I'm confident in the leadership of the Lord. The Bible says, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. Not because of the man, but because of the man, because of who's leading that man. And I want you to know, and I want you to be confident that in your hour of weakness, in your moment of instability, when you're thinking about, you know what, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I want you to know that there's an easy, quick answer because you have a relationship with God. And it's not just your relationship with God, it's your relationship with people that have a relationship with God. Huh? I want you to be able to think and be able to say, you know what, Pastor was just talking about this. Because I want you to be encouraged before the encourageable moment happens. I want you to be confident before a situation or circumstance hits you that makes you unconfident, that knocks you back, that makes you unstable. I want you to recover before you're even challenged. I want you to hold your head up. So when the enemy comes at you with some stuff, you can see him coming. Say, okay, I'm ready for you. They told me there's going to be days like this, but I'm going to be okay because God is with me. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
You know what I love about this? Verse number 5, stanza 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. God will do that. God is so confident in your confidence in Him that He will make a table in front of your enemies. He's going to prepare that table. God will. Why would you ever want to be in a place where your enemies are? You don't want to, but God will do that. Just to show you how strong your confidence in Him is. God will put you in situations to show you that you can stand even in this light. You can stand even in this circumstance. You can stand even in this environment. You can stand even in front of your ex. You can stand even in front of your enemies. You're not going to fall. You're not going to fail because He's with you. You're not going to fall. You're not going to fail because He's with you. You will not fall. You will not fail because He's with you. Thou anointest my head with oil and my cup runs over. Why is your cup running over? Because He always gives you more anointing than you need. He's anointing your head with oil, but He's giving you more than what you need. He's giving you more anointing. He's giving you more spiritual strength than you need. So if your cup is running over, whatever spills over is for somebody else. Your enemy. Your foe. Your ex. The person you were hoping you would never run into ever again in your life. Because if you did, I don't know what I'm going to do. Yes, you do. You're going to win. You're going to overcome. You're going to be victorious. You're not going to fall victim like you did last time. Because this time you have the anointing of the Lord. Somebody say amen. Amen. Are you getting this? When He winds up, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Do you know that goodness and mercy are angels?
Amen.
Do you know that goodness and mercy are angels? If you got two angels following you, goodness and mercy, Follow me all the days of my life. If God is leading you and angels are following you, don't you know you're in good space? If you got somebody in front of you, that's God, and you got somebody in the back of you, goodness and mercy, then you're covered. God is in your front, you got goodness and mercy in your back, nobody's sneaking up on you. God's got you. Goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord. What's she doing?
I don't know, she's tired or something.
I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. In other words, I realize the source of my supply. I realize why I've been doing this well. I realize the reason why I'm winning. I want to be in the house of the Lord. My job wants me to be on the floor. I got to make time for God. I've got to prioritize God in my life. I've got to intentionally say, listen, I need these days off. Because those are important to me. Those are priority. Those are my time to worship. That's my time that I spend with the fellowship of believers. I need that. Because if I don't have that, I get weaker. If I don't have that, my life, the quality of my life is changed. I need to be able to exercise my belief and be strengthened and be resupplied and be restored by God. God does that in service like this. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness. I can't be too busy doing anything else. Even if I got a job, I'm not looking to that job to pay my bills. I'm looking to God to pay my bills. God will use a job, but God isn't going to use a job so much so that I'm skipping out on church. I'm skipping out on my belief and my fellowship because I got to go to work. Work isn't the priority. God is the priority, and I got to maintain that in my life. And not only that, but most importantly, Scott, I want you to know that other people are watching you. You got family members and friends and people. I tell my son all the time, these people in the millennial category, Generation Z. Your friends are watching you. Your friends, like you, because you're young, they're trying to make it too. And they're looking to see who's making it. Oh my goodness.
She's been trying to get at the
What did you do to that baby?
No, Mom.
Did she do it? Your friends, your loved ones are watching you because they're trying to figure out their way too. They don't know the way. And if it looks like you're making it, they're watching you to see what you're doing. Which is why you have to be bold and confident in allowing God to be your shepherd. Because if they see you following the leader of the shepherd being God, then they say, maybe I can do that and come out with the same stability, the same success that you're having. If people know that you're the only believer on the job and you're the only one that's not worried when times get bad, you're the only one that's making it when everybody else isn't, they want to figure out what it is that you're doing so they can copy it, so they can mirror it. They want to have the same quality of life that you're having. Now get me. You may not be the number one person on your job, but you will have the most joy. You may not be the richest person in the company, but you will have the most stability. Because what God gives you covers what you need. And as long as what you need in life is present, you will always have stability. Don't worry about the next challenge you're going to make it because God is with you. Don't worry about the next merger, the next acquisition. Don't worry about the next political thing that's going on. Whatever's going on, if God is with you, you're going to be fine. You're going to be well. And you're going to be able to share that with your family. Amen? Amen. Everybody stand.